How can God use ordinary men to multiply his life in extraordinary ways? This is a story about a movement of the Holy Spirit taking place in Colorado Springs through spiritual multiplication, which is a supernatural process of God's life propagating in the world. As God's life matures in the life of a follower, it gets reproduced in the lives of those around that follower. In the fall of 2017, God brought together a group of 4 men, Dave, Josh, Luke, and Tom, who met in Dave's home to pray and seek the Lord together. From the beginning, the Holy Spirit led them to 3 foundational principles that have been at work through all eternity: prayer, friendship, and evangelization. The group itself embodied all 3 of these principles. It was a prayer group, it was a group of friends, and it was a group held together by the good news of Jesus Christ. This first small group became known as the St. John's Corps. The Lord blessed this pattern by bringing new men into the movement, men like Jesse, Ryan, Eric, and Hector. Ryan branched off and started leading another small group with Mark, Scott, and Mac. In the fall of 2018, Hector leaned in to organize the first Inferno men's conference at St. Gabriel's, which drew 110 souls. Father Michael invited Ryan to host his corps at St. Patrick's Parish. Jeff, Bill, and another Mark also joined, and this second group became known as the St. Patrick's Corps. In the fall of 2019, God brought Emmaus Journey missionary Mike Dill to Colorado Springs, where he organized with Hector, Trent, Dustin, and Tim to form the St. James Minor Corps. At this same time, Tom and Jesse split off from the original corps and founded Peter the Rock Corps in Monument with leaders like Patrick, Bill, and Tony. As the momentum grew, the leadership realized the need for a spiritual director, and Father Nathan Cromley answered the call enthusiastically, building into these men. Tom led the charge organizing another men's conference which featured Father Mike Schmitz and drew in 340 men at Antlers. Bishop Michael Sheridan added his power to the movement with his encouragement, saying Mass for the men and stating, "Inferno is exactly what I'd hoped for this diocese." In the spring of 2020, Jeff from St. Pat's Corps joined Matt and Trevor to form the Corpus Christi Corps. That summer, Father Michael moved over to St. Benedict's in Peyton, where he and Bill still lead a core group there. 2020 was the year of the pandemic, so the men's conference was a rugged, outdoor, physically distanced experience at the Ponderosa Pavilion. It featured Chris Stefanik and drew 160 men. In 2021, Mike Dill's military friend Alex providentially moved to Colorado Springs from Germany and linked up with the St. James Corps. In the summer, Jesse began hosting the St. Augustine Corps with Disciplined Bros. In the fall 2021, Alex, Scott, and Deacon Mike started Hardcore Coffee at St. Gabriel's. This expansion extended outside of Colorado when Inferno Bros like Zach, Alan, Mike Iverson, and Terry moved with their families and started corps in their new cities. The 2021 Outcast Men's Conference drew 400 men and featured our new bishop, James Golka, along with Matt Fradd and Jesse Romero. The conference inspired a teenager named Liam to start a group with his peers known as Catholic Gentlemen of Our Lady in Castle Rock. In spring 2022, Dustin, Ryan, and Father Chance launched the St. Paul's Corps, while David, Curran, and Ron started St. Francis Corps in Castle Rock, where Father Chance got assigned, and he became Inferno's first chaplain. In fall 2022, Peter from St. John's Corps and Kevin from St. Pat's Corps teamed up with another Tim and Deacon Jim to start the Mount St. Francis Corps in Colorado Springs. Zimmer's brother-in-law Tyson witnessed the fire and was called to start St. Louis de Montfort Men in Parker. John and Paul from St. John's Corps realized they lived on the same street and began a corps called Theory by Fire. Also that fall, Jonathan and Josh started the Acts 17 Apologetics group. Jim and Mike launched the second Mount St. Francis Corps. The 5th annual men's conference drew in 600 men and featured Bishop Golka, Chris Stefanik, and Deacon Harold Burke Sievers. In 2023, Matt launched a running prayer group called Cordio, and Father Kyle, Grove, and Diego started a young adult corps at UCCS. Andrew, Nate, and Rocky started praying and gathering at Corpus early Tuesday mornings as this unquenchable fire of the Holy Spirit continues to gather, invite, sharpen, and build today, spreading the good news upward and outward. Prayer, friendship, and evangelization. These 3 eternal principles were at work in the hearts of each man in cooperation with the work of God, who is a father growing his family. So it became a movement to love God, love people, and to make disciples. A movement at work from the beginning of time. This is just a small chapter in that eternal movement. How about you? How would God multiply His life through you? Answer His call to join, engage, and lead in this disciple-making mission and battle to sainthood with us.